Mike, I had a super annoying weekend.
Uh-oh. What happened? It was New Year's.
It was New Year's. New Year's was whatever, but like, so here's the deal. In my kitchen, I have this big light fixture. It's like a big, like fluorescent tube light fixture, right? Which isn't very attractive for a kitchen. I'm not a huge fan of it, but then again, there's many things I'm not a fan of in my apartment, right?
Yeah, I actually have the same similar style light in my kitchen, and I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's whatever.
It's not exactly aesthetic, you know?
Right.
So on Friday, on Friday, right at the beginning of the weekend, that light fixture goes out. Just like both bulbs. I think there's something wrong with the fixture itself because it doesn't make sense that both bulbs went out.
Okay.
But because it's the weekend, I can't get maintenance to replace it or fix it. And because they're not like normal light bulbs, I can't fix it myself. So
right.
So my kitchen just kind of dark all weekend, which really sucks and is really annoying. But I'm able to get around it pretty easily just by using the oven light that's on top of the oven, and that gives me enough light to like do what I need to do, whatever.
Yeah.
Monday morning, after dealing with this all weekend, I wake up for work. I go to make food for the morning. I turn on the oven light. It burned out too.
Oh no.
So I'm just like, imagine me like making a cream cheese bagel in the dark using my fucking phone flashlight because that's my only light source in the goddamn kitchen.
Oh my God. That's ridiculous.
And cherry on top, because it was New Year's weekend, the office wasn't open yesterday, so I couldn't get anybody in here to fix this shit.
Oh, jeez. Well,
so I've just been fucking stuck in the dark all weekend. It's so fucking annoying.
Well, the stove light, was that just like a bulb that you could replace?
Yes, that one I could replace, but I didn't happen to have a bulb available.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess you could have went and got one, but yeah, that does suck about the fluorescent light.
So annoying, dude.
Ugh. I think something's weird with those lights. I think just like they act up. I don't know what causes it. But there have been maybe like 3 or 4 times that I've lived in this apartment where that kitchen light, like you'll turn it on and it just doesn't turn on. And I'll be like, oh, well, fuck. And then I'll like come home from work and I'll turn it on and it'll be fine. And it won't do it again for like 8 months. It's so weird.
I haven't had that happen. Mine just turns on really slowly.
That happens sometimes,
which is
too.
Really annoying. Like, it's not sometimes for me. It's like every time. It's like a good couple seconds before it's fully on, and that really bugs me.
Yeah, I've got a lamp in my guest room, and it's got like a built-in. It's like a floor lamp, but it's got like the bulb is like built into it. It's like an LED like lamp. But when you flick the switch, it's not like the fluorescent where it like slowly gets brighter. It's like 4 seconds of pitch black and then it's just fully on.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that, but it's whatever.
Well, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Mac, did you know that you potentially co-host a podcast with a male model?
Let's hear this story.
I am fully exaggerating this. Oh, by the way, I need to say hi to Brian, who I was on the phone with right before we started recording, and he said, make sure to say hi to me so that I can hear it in 2 weeks. So I said hi to Brian. On Instagram this morning, I saw that I had a notification, and I think it was the photo I posted Christmas Day on Lily's Instagram account, and it was the two of us in our matching pajamas that we got from Target in front of the Christmas tree. because we did get matching pajamas. And, I tagged Target, and their official account got a hold of me today, and they were like, hey, if you're the owner of this photo, we would like possible permission to use it in anything, any sort of promotion. So there's a chance it may get used in an ad or something, but yeah, I thought that was kind of cool.
That's pretty epic.
Yeah. Yeah. I get messages and comments all the time, but they're always just from bots and stuff. But yeah, this was from the actual verified Target account. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
You should be proud of yourself. You are good job.
Thanks.
Did you ask for a tag or something like that?
I didn't, but I don't know if there's going to be any communication back and forth about it, or if it was just can we use this? If you want us to, reply with the hashtag share on
mama.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's share on Target or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. So
nifty.
Yeah, Lily and I might be internet famous. I mean, she's already kind of internet famous. I'm just not.
Nope.
Nope. Not
really.
Famous. How was your Christmas?
Are you forgetting kind of a major development we got to talk about?
Well, yeah, we do. But I haven't heard anything more on that since the last time we recorded. So, yeah. I mean, talk about that whenever you want to.
Your boy is no longer working in retail.
Congratulations, Mac.
Thank you. I am extremely pumped. My last day at Whole Foods Market is on Thursday.
Nice. Good for you, man. Get the hell out of there.
I am so pumped. The new job is I'm really excited about it. I have a couple friends that work for that company.
Oh, nice.
And they have nothing but good things to say about it. And the two people I know that work there, they're not the type to mince words. So for them to be as positive about it as they are is really exciting. It's good pay. It's hybrid remote. It's, getting out of retail. There's a lot of reasons for me to be excited about this job. I'm so pumped to get started with it.
Nice. Did you get a tip about this job from the friends that you know, or is that just coincidence?
It's just total coincidence. They were the ones that, I don't remember if I talked about this on the podcast at all. They were the ones that invited me over for Thanksgiving. And while I was there with them, we talked a lot about this company they were working for. And they, again, they had such positive things to say about it. And literally, I don't know, a week later, a posting popped up on my Indeed feed. So I just applied immediately because I was like, this is a great opportunity to be sick as hell to work with them again. And they have such good things to say about it. So let's go.
Nice. Awesome. Congratulations. God, it is so good to get out of retail.
Oh, it's so exciting, man. I can feel it too. There's so many little things that are that are annoying as hell happening this week. And I'm just well, not my problem. It's very soon.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'm very, very happy for you. I think you are going to really enjoy this.
Yeah. It's a really cool company. They're a smaller company. I interviewed with the CEO, and he seemed like a super cool, super down to earth guy. They've got a lot of good values that I stand by. It's there's a lot of things to be excited about when it comes to this job. So I'm hoping it's one of those things that it feels too good to be true. So I'm hoping it lives up to what I'm expecting out of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, try it out. And I mean, I highly doubt it would be worse than working retail. So, I mean, if you hate it, look for something else, but it's got to be a step up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've loved not being in like the actual retail sector. I mean, even as involved as I am is sometimes a bit annoying, but um no, I don't have to, it's not like actual retail anymore. So um yeah, I'm super happy about that.
Sure, sure.
Well, nice. That really is so awesome. It's such a good feeling.
Yeah, man. It almost like it's only finally starting to feel real now that I'm 2 days away from like my last day. Like it didn't really feel real at first because like, is this really happening?
Right. Right. Oh, that's pretty sick, dude.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be working as a wholesale purchaser, which is really exciting.
Okay. Okay. What are you going to be purchasing?
Organic foods. It's a wholesale organic foods distributor.
Oh, okay. Nice. Nice. That's cool. You're still in your grocery sector, I guess.
Not really. I mean, it's food. It's not grocery.
Well, no, but I mean, you're buying food at one job and you're buying food at another, but like we said, it's still not
Right, but it's wholesale food. Like it's being sent to other people to make stuff with. I'm not doing anything with it.
okay. Okay. Well, good. Good. Thank the Lord for that. Uh nice. Well, I'm sure you'll enjoy it and you'll have to let us all know how that goes.
For sure.
Nice.
Other than that, I haven't had too much going on. I got into editing the Vinland Saga video. I'm very happy with the work that's going into that so far.
Okay. Nice. Nice. That's the one where your rough video was like 7 hours of footage, right?
Yes, yeah, it is. After cutting it down, it is 2 hours and 45 minutes of the good takes. So adding in all of the like animations and like quieter moments and like visual stuff that I do, it'll probably be just around the 3 hour mark.
Wow. That's a commitment.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big one.
Nice. Well, good. Good. I'm glad you're taking on a huge project like that. That'll be fun. I'm sure I will not view the entire thing in one sitting, but eventually I'll get through it.
Yeah, it's definitely split up into chapters, so.
Yeah, yeah. It may take a couple goes. But yeah, I'll have to check it out. And all you fuckers listening, make sure you check it out as well.
Yeah, when it fucking releases in 6 months when the editing is done.
Right, right. I have a little bit of a goofy story from my Christmas. I went to my dad's. I got there Christmas Eve. The weather was kind of shitty here. It was super, super cold. Like, like 5 degrees or something. And wind chills were like -20 or something. I don't know. It was nasty and there was snow and it just sucked. But I got to my dad's Christmas Eve. I hung out there. Opened up presents Christmas morning, like you do. We had a nice meal, prime rib like we always do for Christmas. And I was sitting around and I was like, I'll probably head out of here about like 8 o'clock or so. Cause it's a little over an hour drive home once, when the roads are good. So I was like, oh God, you know what? I got a light day tomorrow. I'll just stay the night. So I stayed an extra night. So it's Christmas night. Lily's like not wanting to go to sleep. She like can't settle in because it's like a different bed and it's like slightly smaller. I think it's like a full instead of a queen. So she doesn't have enough room, and she's like stepping on me, and I wake up, and it's probably, I wanted to get up early because, you know, I needed to get back into town, and I had a little bit of work to do the day after Christmas. Not much. I only hit up a couple accounts. Actually, I think it was just one. But I get up to go to the bathroom, and it's probably, I don't know, I'll say like 5 o'clock in the morning. And I was planning on getting up around like 6:30 maybe. So I get up, I go to the bathroom, and my dad's house is kind of dry. And I'm going to the bathroom, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Mac, I know you and I have talked about this. You don't know this feeling, but I was like, I think my nose is bleeding. So I look in the mirror, and yeah, I can see my nose is bleeding, but I want to go back to bed. So I just shove some toilet paper up my nose and lay back down. Well, Lily decides she wants to get up, which in the middle of the night usually is just a drink of water. Okay. But I'm at my dad's. My dad has a 2-story house. Bedrooms are upstairs. Lily doesn't do stairs.
No, she does not.
So I get up, I pick her up. I don't put my glasses on. I carry her down the stairs, and I just set her down. She like goes into the kitchen, and I'm like, okay, sweet. She's going to get a drink of water. Everything's going to be good. Nope, she has to go outside. Well, there was snow on the ground, so we were just letting her go out on the deck and go to the bathroom. And I was like, this is awesome. I don't have to go out. I don't have to put a coat on. I'm in like underwear and a t-shirt. Obviously, I've got a pair of socks on because I'm always in a pair of socks. But I got this toilet paper shoved up my nose. I don't have a coat on. I don't have shoes on.
Oh, no.
I don't have pants on. I can't see because my contacts aren't in, and I didn't put my glasses on. But, you know, whatever.
So many ways this could go. There's so many ways this could go, and none of them are good.
No, none of them are good. So I turn the light on. I let Lily go outside. She pees right away. And then she's like walking around in a panic. She's kind of going into her poopy power walk. And I'm like, well, you're outside. Just fucking go to the bathroom. So she like starts pooping. And I know I've said this before. She loves to like Hansel and Gretel and leave like a trail of little poops all over her. Well, this is
classic.
This is like taking forever. And she's like done. And then she's like walking around some more. And I'm like trying to get her in. And I really don't want to put on my shoes and go out there. And I'm like, oh my God, I forgot. My dad's got like security cameras. And she's like 5 feet away from the door at this point. And I've got one hand holding on to like the door frame. The other hand is like trying to like pull her inside, but I can't reach her. So I'm leaning out the door. I can barely see. I don't have pants on. I don't have shoes on. I'm in a t-shirt. I got toilet paper shoved up my nose. And all I'm doing is trying not to fall in the snow and have all of this caught on camera.
That'd be wildly unpleasant for a number of reasons.
Yeah. I mean, needless to say, I probably would have just gotten up, taken a shower, and went home at that point. But I was able to like grab her head and like literally drag her, like slide her across the snow and like pull her back inside. So luckily crisis was averted, but had that been caught on tape, I would have absolutely shared that. Because in hindsight, that would have looked hilarious. I would have been pissed at the time, but that would have been really fucking funny.
Funny in retrospect, it's the best kind of funny.
Yeah. So, that was kind of the goofiness that happened Christmas. Although I feel so woke right now.
Woke as in you are awake, or woke as in like socially woke?
I'm gonna say socially woke. The reason I say that, I'm joking about that. You know I'm a movie guy, but I don't necessarily watch movies, and I definitely don't watch movies when they first come out.
Sure.
But when I was visiting my dad, I want to say like maybe over the summer or something, we watched Knives Out, which is, if you haven't seen it, it's a pretty solid movie.
I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, it was really good. And then I guess it was like the 23rd, I think it was the day before Christmas Eve. Glass Onion sequel came out on Netflix. So my dad and I watched that. So I watched like a new release movie that has been talked about. I heard everyone talking about the Glass Onion. So
I have not heard of that one.
That's the name of the new movie. It's like Glass Onion, right. A Knives Out story or something like that.
I didn't even know there was a new like part of that universe or whatever.
I didn't either until I saw like a trailer for it, like a day or two before it came out. So yeah, I didn't know about it either. It was the sequel was good. It was not, I didn't think it was as good as the original. Because I think they went a little backwards on it. I was kind of getting that whole like, not necessarily the Velma vibe, but I wanted to bring this up because it's not necessarily an interesting take on making a sequel. It's just not what I thought it was going to be. The original focused around a murder that takes place in this mansion, and it's the whole family, and everyone's like a suspect, and Daniel Craig is a detective, and so it's his job to like solve the murder. So this movie, the sequel, starts, and I'm like not seeing any of the same cast, and I'm like, oh God, are they just like banking on the name Knives Out for like a murder mystery? Which they didn't, but it's Daniel Craig solving another murder mystery. I wished it would have followed the family from the first movie and done something a little different, because I think the cast of the family was really, really good in the first one. I like Daniel Craig, but I thought the family was better. And if you're going to spin it off, I would spin off the family, but this was still good, just not as good. That's my review.
Well, it's great. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah. I'd suggest
I have been watching
any of you to check that out.
I've been watching the show Mr. Robot with Sean as our like weekly watch thing.
Oh, you guys don't watch Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore seductively make pottery?
Not together, no.
Oh, just my dad and I?
Just your dad and you, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
it's more of a father-son activity than a friend and, you know.
It really is. Yeah, it's not so much a friend activity. You gotta pick the right person to watch Ghost with.
Yeah. No, we've been watching that, and then also I should mention too the first season of the Chainsaw Man anime just wrapped up, which I of course was very excited about before it came out.
Yeah.
I'm extremely pleased with how they adapted it. They did a fantastic fucking job. It was so good. It was everything that Chainsaw Man deserved, being as good as it is. But then yeah, I've also been watching Mr. Robot with Sean, and like he had already seen it a little bit before we started watching together, but he'd never like finished it. So we caught up to like where he was at, and like that show's really good, man. I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard really good things about it. I remember
I am particularly good because of the way that I do like writing analysis. I am particularly good at like predicting twists in stories.
Oh, okay.
There have been like several twists to this story that like I did not see coming at all, but made perfect sense, and I love that shit.
Nice. Nice. I remember our old boy Andre was a big fan of Mr. Robot.
Yeah, it's like I'm really hoping it like continues to be good into the later seasons and doesn't have like a shitty ending. I don't know how people feel about like where it ended up. I'm really hoping they, stick the landing and it's as good as it has been.
Yeah. Yeah, you never want to see shows go downhill, and that happens all too frequently.
Oh yeah, looking at you, Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I mean, I never watched it, so I can't confirm or deny, but
I only ever watched it. I watched all of it except for the last season, and everybody that I tell that to who has seen the last season says just don't watch it. You're better off having not seen it and just like going with whatever your head canon for the ending of the series was.
Okay.
It is like the last season of that show is like unbelievably lambasted.
Yeah.
People fucking hate it. They're like, this ruined. It's like one of those that like ruins the rest of the series, I guess.
Yeah.
Just leaves like a bad taste in your mouth. Or you're like, I don't want to watch this ever again.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people felt that way about the ending of How I Met Your Mother. I freaking loved it, but
I didn't dislike the ending. I think it made sense. I just think that later seasons of How I Met Your Mother just weren't as good.
Yeah,
Just as a general rule.
Yeah, and I mean, I will completely agree with that. That it did have its moments where it wasn't always the greatest. The last season was kind of weird. I didn't think it was bad, but just, it didn't, it all took place like in that weekend of the wedding instead of like the bar and the apartment.
Honestly, like, I have not looked into it at all. I honestly wonder if that was like the original intention or they just did not have the budget for other locations. Because the last season where you're just like always in that one location, it gets pretty tiring to see it.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, okay, we're still here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that was planned or not. I know the outcome was planned from the beginning, but I'm not sure.
Right.
I'm not sure about like writing the final season and location and stuff. So,
right.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that was interesting. I didn't think it was horrible, but it's just not what, you're used to watching for like 8 or 9 years before that. So,
right. And they did come up with like, I will say too, like I didn't like dislike the last season. It's just like some of the early seasons of How I Met Your Mother and some of the like early jokes and episodes are just like so fucking iconic.
Oh,
and it just like the later seasons just don't like meet that.
Yeah. I mean, that like we said, that's how a lot of shows are. Most shows kind of run their course and then just like phone it in for a season or two. But
it's really hard with TV, I feel like, because so many like stories are done in this like seasonal format. Like you're almost better off, like if you're gonna make a TV show, you're almost better off just making sure that like your first season is like a self-contained story that doesn't need to be continued but has the potential to be continued, so that if you don't get a second season, like no one's left feeling shitty. And if you do get a second season but it's not as good or it kind of sucks, like you don't lose anything from that first season.
Right.
Like, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, like two of my favorite shows I've ever seen. If they had shitty last seasons, like that's one continuous story. It's hard to like watch that knowing it would end up having like a bad ending. Luckily they don't. But,
Right. Yeah, I can see that.
But I don't know. It's just kind of. I feel like it's just kind of. It might not be the ideal format. but I don't I don't know what the ideal format is. I guess I just feel like you're better off making something more self-contained, but at the same time, when it works, it's phenomenal. Like I there's so much you can do with like the amount of time you get from like several seasons of TV compared to like the length of time you get from a movie. To have like a story that like has this amazing like progression and ending over the course of like several dozen hours is like so impressive and so cool when it happens.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm one who, like, even if I watch a long movie, like 2.5, 3 hours, most of the time, if I like the story, I'm still like not complaining about the length. Like, I want to see more.
Right.
And it sucks that
it all comes down to like just making sure that time is well spent.
Right. And I kind of hate it with movies because I know that they have to cut so much out. Because you're fitting an entire contained story into a couple hours, not, like a season or an entire series. So there's just, there's a lot more that I think the writers and directors want to do, and it just all ends up getting cut, and that sucks.
Well, this is something I really like about one of the many reasons that I really like manga, and something that I'm going to talk about a lot in my Vinland Saga video, which is why it's as long as it is that, something that you get out of the manga medium is that they're able to write really long stories that take place over hundreds of chapters. And you can do so much with that time that you don't need to rush things. You can take your time setting up pieces and making sure they get executed as well as you need them to.
Right. Yeah.
And, that's something that you don't get a lot with movies or even TV shows if the TV shows don't end up landing on their feet the way you wanted them to.
Right. I think one of the best ways I think to handle that, you look at most British shows, they're only like 2 or 3 seasons at most. And they're usually only maybe 10 to 12 episode seasons.
Yeah, they tend to be much shorter than American seasons.
Yeah, like they have the whole story, or I don't know, whatever, 75-80% of it all figured out, and it's planned. Like, this isn't going to go more than 2 or 3 years, so that's it. And if it's successful, it still just only stays on a couple seasons. And in a way, that's awesome because stuff doesn't get ruined.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. I also think there is a bit of a problem with writing rooms, so to speak. Linking it back to manga, when you're reading a manga and you're watching an anime of a manga, that's written by a single person who has an editor. It's not a team-based thing. Their team are people that help them draw, not people that help them write. And a lot of the time, things that I think end up ruining stories are when, there isn't a head writer, but instead a team of writers that ends up disagreeing on how a story should progress. And it ends up bouncing back and forth or changing really suddenly. And they have to make up for whatever changes need to be made to make whatever ending they decided on work. Rather than, ideally you write out the entire story as you want it to progress. And yeah, maybe you make changes to do certain things differently throughout the story, but the ending is always what you want it to be, and you're always working towards that point.
Right.
And that doesn't always end up being the case, and it hurts a lot of series a lot.
Yeah. I think the other thing that more series should do, and you kind of mentioned this, is, obviously shows that get picked up, they don't go in expecting to be canceled after a year. They want to be on a long time. No,
absolutely not. Right.
So they don't necessarily have that self-contained one season storyline that could be expanded on, but yet also wraps up the entire series if it needs to.
That's definitely a thing. You're definitely right about that.
Yeah. And I remember reading somewhere that originally Victoria from How I Met Your Mother, which That's the one that Ted met at the wedding, the baker.
Yes, I know her. She's probably my favorite one of his girlfriends.
Really? Okay, we'll get to that. But they were going to make her the mom if it didn't get picked up for another season. The ending was still going to be the same, but because that was like either the last episode or like second to last episode of that first season, they were just going to make her the mom and then have the rest of it play out just like it did with the actual mom.
That makes sense. I can see that working.
Yeah, that totally would have worked. I have to disagree with your Zoomer point of view on
What? How is that a Zoomer point of view? What does that mean?
It means nothing. I literally only said that because Brian said to call you a Zoomer at some point.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, I won't say that I won't say that she's my least favorite girlfriend of Ted's, but I really did not like her.
You didn't like her?
No, I was so happy when they wrote her out of it.
Really? I am such a fan of Victoria. I love her seasons, and I think her ending makes a lot of sense, and it's like sad, but it like works really well towards the story at the end of it all.
Yeah, I mean, I have gone back
because we're gonna spoil How I Met Your Mother. So if anyone cares about that, just be warned.
I mean, it's been off for a decade almost now, like 2013 maybe.
Right. I'm gonna throw it out there just in case.
Okay, fair enough.
But I'm just saying, I really like that. It was an unfair thing of her to ask, of course. But I really like that she wouldn't marry Ted if he was going to be friends with Robin, because that works really well in the ending with Ted going after Robin after his wife is kaputs.
Right.
And describing her as a kaputs was really funny to me.
Yeah, that's yeah. She had to put the kibosh on that.
But no, I really liked her as a character. I thought her and Ted had a really good chemistry, and I always liked her a lot. And I really enjoy her section of the story.
Yeah, maybe it's not the character. Maybe I don't like the actress.
Okay.
I don't know. Sometimes like an actor or actress, you'll just be like, ugh, they're kind of annoying. So I don't know if it was that or the fact that was early in the series. And, maybe I just formed my opinion, because I didn't watch How I Met Your Mother when it first started. I want to say I picked it up season 4 or 5. So I binged the first few seasons to catch up. So I know I binged the first season. So maybe I was just so wrapped up in Ted and Robin, which started, that season. It started and ended that season. So maybe I was just ugh, Victoria's annoying because she's not Robin. And then
wow, you were just you were being Robin because she has the same thing. She doesn't like Victoria because she's in the way of her being with Ted.
Right. Yeah.
You were 100% on Robin's side on that one. For me, I was fully girl, you missed your chance.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
Yeah. Sorry about it. You're just going to be friends now.
I don't know. I always really liked her, and I like that she got brought back. I thought it made a lot of sense given the way that things ended between the two.
When did they bring her back? I remember her coming back, but I can't think of that storyline.
It's late. It's pretty late into the story. She comes back when Ted is no longer living in the apartment, after he gives it over to Marshall and Lily.
Okay. Yeah, now I'm trying to think of who else Ted dated that I really didn't like. See if there's anybody else.
See, I was never a big fan of Zoe. Like that relationship.
Oh,
and obviously it did for the exact reason you would expect. But like that relationship always felt like it was going to fail to me.
Okay, I'll give you that. I liked Zoe less than what's her face, Victoria.
Victoria.
Yeah, I'm horrible with names. It's fine.
So I'll just blame it on your old boomer brain.
Yeah, that's fine. I need to start taking some of that Joe Rogan alpha brain or whatever he advertises. Get my head clear.
I like to call it as Joe Rogan juice.
Right. Get that juice.
Why doesn't Rogan sell like a supplement that's just called Rogaine but isn't Rogaine? Or why doesn't he sell like Rogan branded Rogaine? I mean, he's a bald motherfucker.
Right. That is a fantastic idea, man. Or he at least needs to be like spokesperson for Rogaine. I
mean, it's hard to be a spokesperson. He's already gone bald, so it's not like it's going to work for him.
Right.
But it'd be really easy for him to be like, don't want to be like me, bald as shit, and with this horrible like scar on the back of my head from when I got hair plugs.
Right.
Then use Rogaine, brah.
Yeah, brah. And Alpha Brain. Oh, God. So stupid. Fucking Joe Rogan.
What a guy.
Yeah. That whole like MMA like lifestyle, I guess I'll call it, is so foreign to me. I don't find that appealing.
What do you mean MMA?
Like Joe Rogan, I think he does like announcing or like he's somehow involved with like UFC.
Okay,
like mixed martial arts.
Well, I didn't know anything about that. I just know him as a podcaster.
Oh, yeah. You know, he was actually an actor.
I did know that.
Okay. Yeah, I think he does something with UFC, but again, I'm not yeah, he's a UFC color commentator. But again, I don't really know much about UFC, so I really wasn't sure what he even did. But yeah, I don't know. That's like an interesting fan base, because I feel like they all try and like live that lifestyle.
Oh, they absolutely do.
Like, you know, I don't think they're a thing anymore. I haven't seen one in a while, but like that crowd was really big into like tap out shirts.
Tap out shirts?
Yeah, it was like a clothing brand called Tap Out.
Never heard of that.
It's good. You know Ed Hardy, right?
That does not sound like a familiar name, no.
Oh my gosh, you need to look these up. Like
you know I don't know anything about celebrities. I don't pay attention to pop culture at all. You know that.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, maybe the Ed Hardy was a little bit before your time. You were probably like 5 or 6 when that really blew up. But I feel like Tap Out went on for a while, but they were these really like gaudy shirts that said Tap Out in like huge letters that took up like the entire like front and back of the shirt. And I'm assuming that it's making a reference to like when you're tapping out to signal the ref that you want the fight to end.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, but that was like a huge trend for a while. But yeah, Tap Out and Ed Hardy. Ed Hardy expanded a little more outside of like their one target demographic. that blew up a little more, but it still had a very specific like Paris Hilton like Jersey Shore cast kind of vibe with the Ed Hardy, that kind of Guido vibe.
That is not my vibe at all.
No.
I always found like just that kind of thing miserable to like consume. I don't know how anyone could.
Are you talking about MMA or Jersey Shore or
Jersey Shore and shows like that?
I mean, I'll admit I watched maybe like the first season or two of Jersey Shore when it first came out because it was just absurd and ridiculous. But no, I mean, it wasn't like anything like actually enjoyable. Like it wasn't good TV. It was like, oh, hey, look at these train wrecks that are as ridiculous as possible. And that's all it was.
I guess. I remember, you know what I do remember is like when I was in like middle school, the like Donald Trump orange skin jokes. That was all Snooki before it was Donald Trump.
Yeah. Yep.
Everyone joked about Snooki's orange skin.
Yeah, and her bump it. Do you remember the bump it?
No, what the fuck are you talking about?
So, again, that same time period, it was very common to have women have their hair like pulled back in like a ponytail, but then like scrunch it forward so it made a bump on the top of their head.
Okay.
I don't remember if like Snooki kind of started the trend or if she was just a participant, but they made a thing called a bump it. It was like an as seen on TV product. And you like, anyone with long hair that wanted to have a bump with their ponytail, like flipped their hair forward and then put this like, I guess it kind of looked like a headband with like a half circle on the top of it. And then you flipped your hair back so that your hair rested on that and your bump didn't deflate.
Damn, bro, you got a deflated bump.
Oh, girl, your bump is deflated. Or
That's
like,
so ridiculous.
Or like, oh my God, do you see that girl over there? She's clearly using a bump it. There is no way that her bump is staying up that high without a bump it.
This bitch bumps the fuck out.
I bet you that little whore has two bump its in at once.
That bump is redonk.
Nobody has a bump that dummy thick without a bump it.
Oh my God, that's so goofy.
Mac, I think this is the most I've laughed on the podcast in a long time. Fuck. I think we need to make us doing impressions a weekly segment. Oh, fuck. Damn, that was good. Yeah,
I'm gonna try to find a bump it. I'm gonna bump my hair, dude.
Oh shit, you totally could put a bump it in. Your hair is long enough.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my God. That's fucking funny. Please get a bump it. I'm sure you can find one somewhere for like $1.
Yeah, bump these.
Oh man. Mac, I was kind of gonna bring this up to you off air. But I'll bring it up now because I gotta bring it up. I gotta ask you about this. I gotta get your opinion. I've been dying to know. It's been eating me up for like a month now.
Okay, what is it? Fuck.
Okay, well, I'm being a little cautious. Because all right, I'm not gonna call him out. there is another sales rep that I see frequently that I am friends with. He works for a different company. And one day I saw him, like I usually do. I usually run into him a couple times a week. And he was wearing a polo shirt, and it was like embroidered with one of the brands that he sells. That's pretty common. I've got several of those. But I noticed it was a weird color.
All right.
It's sort of like, I guess teal would be the best way to describe it. Just kind of like greenish blue, leaning towards green. And I'm like, oh, that's an interesting color. I didn't really think anything about it. I, go about doing my thing. And, we're talking, and I'm looking at this shirt more and more, and it has sort of like a weird sheen to it, like almost like it's like a silky material. But I've got some that aren't cotton, and they have the kind of that look to them. So I was like, all right, I don't know. Something just looks weird about it. It was like, I don't know, maybe it just doesn't fit him right or something. And then I look at it, and I think I figure it out. I'm pretty sure he's got a woman's polo shirt.
Okay.
It's got like 8 buttons down the front. And they button the opposite direction that mine do.
Okay. And is that a thing? I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a thing. I don't know if this is true or not. I've heard this multiple times, but I heard that like back in the day, it was like the wife's job to like dress her husband. So
makes sense.
So
that definitely sounds like a thing that could be real.
Right. It sounds plausible at least. So they put the buttons on the opposite side. So when you're buttoning up another person's shirt, for you facing the opposite direction, they would button the same way.
Okay, I can see that being a thing.
Yeah. So I thought, I think this is a woman's shirt. I was like, I'm not going to like call him on it. He just got it today at like a meeting. He like threw it on. I'm like, whatever. He's going to get home. His wife's going to probably look at it and be like, dude, you're wearing a woman's shirt. Well, like a week goes by and here he is wearing it again. And I'm like, oh my God. Do I say something or do I not? Well, he's worn it like 3 more times. And so now I don't know what to do. And he listens to the podcast, but he's only on episode like 32. So he's got like 50 episodes or so before he catches up to this. Which is why
I'm really playing the long haul here. You're just gonna see if he's still wearing it when he catches up.
Right. So that's what do I say something or do I just let him catch up on the podcast? Because
how well do you know this guy? I mean, if he's listening to the podcast, you have to be at least be on like friendly terms, right? I don't think it's that weird to like be like, hey, you like it's not like a rude insinuation. It's just like I'm, and you can give him your reasons and everything.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because that's what I was like, well, if he wears it a second time, I'll say something. Because I'd rather, you want something like that to come from someone you know, not to be like, not from like some jackass.
Right.
But then he wore it again and I hadn't said anything. And I felt like I got in too deep. Like with that girl that thought my name was Josh for a long time, and I just didn't correct her.
I mean, you could always play it off like you just noticed. It's not like you have to be like, hey, I've been watching you for weeks now, and I had a question.
I mean, that'll work until he listens to this episode, but
you got a point.
I got some time. No, I mean, I'm not worried about it, but he's also like, he's a he's like, I'm trying to think of how to describe him. And all I can say is he's like a goofy guy. Like, he's confident in who he is and doesn't care. He's a huge Taylor Swift fan and lets every single person know that. He owns it. So for all I know, he could be like, I don't care that this is a woman's shirt. I love this. I'm wearing it. So,
I mean, if he's that confident in himself, then he's not going to be like put down by the realization he accidentally wore the wrong shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you're good. I think you're good to just be like, hey, guy. Hey, dude. Hey, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I probably should say something. Yeah, the longer it goes on, the more awkward it becomes. That's what she said.
Got him. Haha, funny.
Got him.
It's funny. Haha.
Mac, you and I have talked a lot, and we even did a video back in the day. We're actually almost at 2 years of doing this podcast, by the way.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, we're real damn close. But we did that video where we sampled those plant-based meat substitutes.
Appendages.
And I get it. That's a thing. There's all kind of plant-based things. I remember I told you about how they were like plant-based eggs or whatever. I saw the most ridiculous plant-based food the other day. And I get it. It's because it's vegan. But they were called Beyond Churros. Like,
okay, that's a new one for sure.
Yeah, and I saw it and I was like, no, that can't be right. And I like looked at it and it was like 100% vegan, no animal products. It's like, what? Do you really have to call it Beyond Churros? Like, what other than like what? Like maybe like an egg or two in some churros? Like, what do you actually have? It's like a freaking fried
you really could just
donut.
call it a vegan churro, yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was just like,
I guess it's probably just because it's part of their branding. Like everything has Beyond attached to it.
yeah, that just seems like a huge money grab for something that, like, yeah, it's meatless, but it should be meatless anyway. It's a fucking churro. It's a fucking churro, brah.
The fucking churro, dude.
The fucking churro, brah. Brah, you got the churro? Is it a churro? Sorry,
what are you referencing? Are you just doing an accent?
Yeah, I was just going with a voice, just whatever was coming out. Are you calling me a churro? Are you calling me a churro? I know you're not calling me a churro. That went like 4 different voices in one.
I know what you were going for. At the very least.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't get there. I'll work on some impressions for next week. Brian and I like doing impressions a lot. Although most of ours are people that him and I know, so.
Well, of course, it's what you do.
Right. Yeah, like we would do with our Marco impressions.
Yeah, man. What a guy.
Yeah. Fucking Marco, man.
What do you got going on this week?
Nothing like particularly exciting. Actually, the opposite of exciting, but after like 3 months of being absolutely slammed with work, we finally get breathing room and can work like a normal length hour day. Like,
that's so exciting.
Yeah, I'm super pumped for that. I'm not super pumped that sales drop off overnight, but what are you
gonna do?
Yeah. I mean, it all balances out. Everything was like, everything was better than normal for the past couple months, and it's going to be worse than normal for the next couple months. So as long as you don't blow all your Christmas money, you're good. But yeah, I mean, all of our bonuses pay out in January, so it's not bad. We get to enjoy a couple weeks of nice, kind of a little more laid back than any other time of the year. I might take a vacation coming up here. Maybe not January. Probably February. January is a little too late already, and I think one of our other reps is taking a vacation, so I'll probably wait till February, but it'll be nice to take one. I haven't taken one in a long time, so that'll be pretty dope.
Nice, man. I'm really obviously not really sure what to expect for myself for the next couple months.
Yeah.
Because I'm starting a new job and all. I don't really know what it's going to be like, but I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for a change, if anything. It's retail work can get to be so monotonous.
Yeah. I will say,
especially my job in particular.
Now is obviously the job is very important to you, but is that going to have a huge effect on your schedule for everything else you do?
I don't believe so. I can't really say for sure. I am thinking about, you know what? This is just a thought right now, but it's something I'm thinking pretty serious about. I am thinking about like eliminating one of my stream days so I can spend more time on videos. So I'm only streaming 2 days a week instead of 3.
Yeah,
and
I mean, three days that's a decent portion. You're at almost half the week you're streaming.
Yeah, and with how much work my videos take and me wanting to get them out in a timely manner, it would be nice to have like the extra day. And with this new job, I'm no longer going to be working, irregular hours. So, my audience that is used to me streaming early isn't going to be around when I'd be available to stream with the new schedule. So limiting it to just the weekend streams might not be the worst move.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's just something I'm thinking about right now.
Well, right on. That's all right. That's good. I mean, I know you like to stream, but I mean, if you need to cut back, it's to focus on other more important things.
Exactly.
Either your job or videos or whatever. Yeah. So I know streaming's fun and you build your audience that way, but if you got actual projects that you're kind of more working on like a deadline rather than just like, well, I stream this day at this time.
It's just kind of one of those things where like, I'm trying to capitalize on trends and, like we talked about, like with the Vinland Saga video, like I'm trying to capitalize on like the season 2 hype around that one. And season 2 starts this week. So I'm obviously not going to have the video out in time for the beginning of the season, but the sooner into the season I can get it out, the better.
Right. Yeah.
So it's just something I'm thinking about right now.
Nice. Well, that's cool. And I mean, you can always just do like an unscheduled stream whenever you want,
True.
If you're itching.
It's been a long time since I've done that, but
I mean, if you got nothing, I mean, if I'm saying more, I guess if you cut back to 2 days a week and you find yourself with a little time and you're like, damn, I want to play some games, just stream.
Yeah, it's an option.
I mean, I know it's probably harder to get an audience when it's not a scheduled time, but I'm sure someone's going to watch. Some people are better than none people.
Well spoken, my friend.
Yeah. I've used that one a couple times. And it generally gets at least a little bit of a chuckle.
Well, speaking of chuckling, the chuckles are ending, as is the live stream, because those two things are correlated together.
Yeah, Yeah, that's an episode. This is 89?
Yes, sir. 89.
Well, thank you all for listening. We made it through another year of the calendar. And let's hope to a good start for everyone in 2023. Mac, we know you're already off to a good start.
Already off to a great start. I'm really hoping this year is going to be good for both me personally and for the channel, and hopefully those two things will become closer linked as time goes on.
Nice. Get it, man. This is your year. All right. Later.